Hello, and thank you for joining me with a book talk from the Pflugerville Public Library. My name is Amanda Cawthon, and I'm one of the Youth Services Librarians. Today, first book up that I have to show you is Princess Pig by Molly Coxe. This book is part of the Bright Owl Books series, and I'd recommend this series, any of the books in this series, to early readers. Each book features a different vowel sound. So this one, for example, focuses on the short I sound. The stories are all very simple and sweet. They're usually focused on friendship, and she uses photography instead of traditional illustrations for the imagery, which comes out really cool. I'm going to try to find a picture to show you. This one right here is good example. So she has these little felted animals and she dresses them up and she puts them in different scenes, sometimes outside, and they're really beautiful. And I could see your kids trying to make their own images for their own stories with their toys and things at home. So I'd recommend these books for early readers. I'm not usually a big fan of celebrities that try to write children's books, but I do need to make an exception for the Fonz because the Here's Hank series by Henry Winkler and Lynn Oliver is excellent. This is the prequel to the original Hank Zipzer series, and it's a great choice for kids that are just transitioning into chapter books. Hank struggles with dyslexia and struggles with really trying to do well in school. But in this book, A Short Tale About a Long Dog, he makes a deal with his dad that if he can raise all of his grades and show himself to be a responsible pet owner, he can get a new dog. So he decides to take on the challenge and try. One of the really cool things about these books is the font they're written in. Is specially designed for kids with dyslexia to help them with their reading. So it's a pretty cool choice. So I do recommend this book by the Fonz. Next up, I have a picture book biography written by Chris Barton and illustrated by Ekua Holmes. This book is called What Do You Do with a Voice Like That? The Story of Extraordinary Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. The author takes us through the journey of her life, from her childhood in Texas to her education, her time in Congress, and her time as a college professor at UT. The thing I love about this book is that it shows kids that have those big voices, it shows them all of the amazing things they can do with their powerful voice, and I think that's a message that a lot of kids need to hear. I also love the illustrations by Holmes in this book. She uses mixed media to create these beautiful colors and patterns, and it's just gorgeous. I think this book would make an excellent read aloud choice for a family to enjoy together because I think it would appeal to younger kids and older kids and adults. The next book that I'm going to show you is very near and dear to my heart. Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Reed is the first book in the Enchanted Forests Chronicles series. I received a free copy of this book when I was in middle school from my librarian as a prize for reading enough AR books. And this book features Princess Marine, who absolutely does not like being a traditional princess. She would rather bake cherries jubilee and translate Latin than to practice her curtsy or learn how to dance. So rather than marry the prince, she decides to run away and become a dragon's princess because in her world, that is a very practical and acceptable career option for a princess. So she runs away, she meets the dragon Kazul, and that is when her adventure begins. So I really hope that you check out this series and that you enjoy it as much as I do. The last book that I'm going to talk about today is Americanized, Rebel Without a Green Card, a memoir by Sara Saedi. Sara goes through her experiences as an undocumented immigrant from Iran in the 1990s. And even though it sounds like this would be a pretty heavy topic, Sara's voice is so funny and relatable. She doesn't shy away from describing her family's struggles and the struggles of other undocumented immigrants. However, she fully embraces the awkwardness of her teenage years, and the result is so entertaining. The library's Diversity in Book Club had the chance to do a video chat with Sara in May, and I have to tell you, she was just as funny in person, or in video person, as she is in print. I'd recommend this book to teen and adult readers. I don't think you have to be a teenager to enjoy this one.